Hello, and welcome to Let's Get Physical. It's an initiative of Price Hill Will in Cincinnati, Ohio, trying to bring health and wellness programs to not only people in the neighborhood now, but to all communities. So, my name is Brenda Zeckmeister, and I'm going to be leading us in a gentle yoga session for this evening. So, if you have any special requests, just type them in the comments section and before we begin, and so we can maybe bring a focus to those areas of the body that are needing special attention. So we'll go ahead and get started by sitting up tall and just begin to relax the body. Maybe close your eyes or just have your eyes softly open, looking down at the floor. And slow your breath down. Yes, Eartha Kitty says slow your breath down. Slow your breath down to maybe 3 or 4 counts. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just letting the body release any tension that you might have in your body. Any tension from your day, just let it go. On your next exhale, let your chin come down to your chest and relax through the back of your neck. Releasing any tightness there, any stiffness. Relax your shoulders. And then bring your hands down to the floor on either side of your hips, fingertips touching. And as you inhale, roll the head over to one shoulder. And just let your ear kind of drop down to that shoulder and enjoy a nice stretch on the opposite side of your neck. And then exhaling, we'll bring it back to center. And on the next breath, roll the head over to the other shoulder, keeping the shoulders relaxed, feeling that stretch on the opposite side of your neck. And then as you exhale, we'll bring it back to center. And keeping your chin down, let's bring the hands in front of us and stretch the arms out with the hands facing outward, the palms facing outward, and round your back. So you're kind of slouching here, stretching those arms out. Breathing into the space in between the shoulder blades, releasing any tightness that you might be feeling in the upper back. And then as you breathe in, bring the arms up overhead, and let's bring the pointer fingers out. Breathing in again, reach up taller, and as you exhale, lean to one side. And breathe into the opposite side of the body. Feel the ribs expand with each breath. And then breathing in, we come back to center and exhale to the other side. Again, expanding through the rib cage. And then breathing in, we come back to center. Exhale, just relax your arms down. And let's bring the hands behind the body. We're just going to interlace the fingers here, right at the base of the spine, and straighten your arms, kind of pull the shoulders back. Bring the arms away from the body and tilt the head up, or the chin up slightly, just to open up through your collarbones. Feel maybe a little stretch in the front of your neck. And then as you exhale, release. From here, open up your legs, stretch them out, noticing which leg went out first. We're just going to wiggle them around, letting go of any tightness in the joints. And then once you feel complete here, bring it into stillness. And we're going to cross our legs in the other direction. And so if this is too uncomfortable, you can always bring the soles of your feet together, or maybe have them further out away from your body. So just doing what feels comfortable to you. And so place your hands on your knees. Take a breath in, and then exhale, relax forward. And we just want to let the head be heavy here. Relaxing through the back of your neck into your shoulders. All the way down your back into your lower back and your hips. And then we're going to begin making circles with the body. So on an inhale, kind of make a half circle coming around to the back. And then as you exhale, complete your circle coming back to where you started. And just continue making these circles. And your circles might not be big, they might be littler, but maybe as you go around, the circles become bigger. So the bigger they are, the more stretch that you get in the body through the hips. So try to challenge yourself, never bringing pain to the body. We don't want to feel any pain in our yoga practice. Just challenge yourself. And so we'll come back to the point where we started. Relaxing here for a moment, tuning into the body. And then on your next breath, we're going to go around the other way. Just feel that loosening up with each trip around. Let's go around one more time. And then bring it back to where you started, pausing there. And then on your inhale, go ahead and bring your body back up. So let's come onto our hands and knees. We're going to do some cows and cats here. So I'm going to scoot back just a little bit so you can see more of my body here. You want to bring your hands directly beneath your shoulders, fingers spread out wide, and press down through the hands right beneath your knuckles so that you activate the muscles in the arms. And the knees are hip-width apart. And so as you breathe in, just relax your belly and look up, feeling a nice little stretch through the lower back into your hips. And then as you exhale, you're going to curl the tailbone under, arch your back, and look towards the navel into cat. And then with each breath, just alternate. Breathing in, looking up into cow. And then as you breathe out, arching the back, draw that navel in towards your spine into cat. Or the nose when it's cat pose. So go ahead and finish up, bringing your body back into tabletop once you've finished. We're going to curl the toes under, and as you breathe in, raise your hips up, bring your head in between your upper arms into downward facing dog. And bend one knee and then the other. Just walking your dog, stretching it all out. And then bring it into stillness. Come up on your toes, stretch through the backs of your legs. And then as you exhale, bring those heels towards the ground, continuing to stretch through the back of your legs. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, bring them down to the ground. Let's bring the sit bones back to your heels. Your tummy's going to come down on top of your thighs, and stretch out your arms. Forehead down on the floor like this. And so just rest there for a few breaths in this child's pose. Just letting the body relax. If child's pose doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can always come onto your back and bring your knees into your chest and just hug them in. So whatever feels good to you. So while you're in child's pose, go ahead and set an intention for your practice this evening. Finding a word or a phrase that you would like to use as your mantra. Or perhaps you want to do a dedication for your practice, dedicating this practice to all those people who are on the front lines during the coronavirus, helping us all out, all of our leaders, providing wisdom. This is your practice, however you would like to dedicate it. I'll take a couple more breaths here. And on your next breath, let's come back up into tabletop. From here, we're going to move the feet over to the one side, and then just lean your hips over to the opposite side and look over at your shoulder at your feet. And breathe into that opposite side of the body. Feel the ribs expand with each breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring it back to center and bring the feet over to the other side. Lean the hips to the opposite side of your feet and look over your shoulders at your feet on this side. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring it back to center. Let's curl the toes under once again. Inhale, hips up, downward facing dog. And then as you exhale, bring your knees down to the ground and bring yourself into a seated position. So go ahead and grab a block if you have one. And so I'm going to demonstrate on one side with the block, and I'll demonstrate also without the block. So if you have a block, we're going to bring the forearm down onto the block, stacking it right underneath your shoulder here. If you don't have a block, you can just lean on your hand. Or you can bring your arm all the way down onto the floor. Either one, and again stacking your elbow right beneath your shoulder. And so you're going to tuck in the foot that's closest on the floor, and then your upper leg, you want to stretch it completely out. Can't see it here in this video. I don't have enough space to bring the length of my body, but the toes are pointed. And then with this upper hand, we're going to bring it up over the body and stretch it out over your head. Bringing that arm back by your ear, and you're pressing down into your block or into the floor, making yourself as long as you can. Take a couple of breaths here, making yourself maybe a little bit longer. And then as you exhale, we're just going to relax, bend both appendages, grab the hold of your ankle, and then we're just going to draw that heel back by your sit bone. And if you can't reach your ankle, just kind of move your foot back behind you and bring your arm behind you. So there's still ways, even if you're not able to reach the ankle. What we want to do ultimately is open up the front of the body. So we're getting a little back bend in, kind of bringing the chest and the hips forward, maybe tilting the head slightly back, breathing into that. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your body back together. And we're going to bring the block over to the other side. feet over to the other side. And leaning onto that block. Again, the bottom leg is, that foot is tucked in. The other one is stretched out. And we want to open up through the front of the body, press down through the lower arm. And as you breathe in, bring that arm overhead and just stretch and make yourself really long on this side. Breathing into it. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, bending your arm and your leg, reach for your ankle as much as you're able and draw that heel back behind you, opening up through the collarbones, moving your hip forward. Taking one more breath. And then as you exhale, bring that leg back in and push yourself back up. We're going to put the block just to the one side, but just keep it handy. If you have a strap is going to be good for what we're going to do next. We can also just use hands if you don't have a strap, or you can use a belt. So we're going to bring ourselves down onto our backs. And go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. And let's just tuck them in for a moment. Just relax your back, relax your shoulders. Just feel the day kind of sinking off your body and into the floor. And so we're going to keep let's see, it's kind of hard to mirror on the video because I think the camera reverses. So I'm just going to go with what my right is and just make sure that you do your right side. So follow my words. So we're going to keep the, let's see, the right knee tucked in, left foot goes down to the floor, and just hug that right knee in just a little bit more. We want to release any tightness that you might be feeling through your hip crease. Just let it relax with each breath. Just let it relax. And so now we're going to grab our straps and extend that leg up in the air and put the strap around the bottom of the foot. And so if you don't have a strap, you can always just clasp your hands behind your calf muscle there and just bring the leg in like that. If you're using the strap, we're going to unwind the strap enough that you can rest your upper arms onto the floor and have a tautness still on the strap. And so from there, kind of flex your foot and then gently bring that leg in closer to the body. So either with your strap or with your hands clasped behind your calf. So you're feeling this stretch in your hamstrings. So just breathe through any tightness that you feel there. We're not being forceful with the stretch here, just being very gentle, but yet trying to open up, release any tightness. So as you release that tightness, maybe you can bring the leg a little bit closer into the body. From here, bring your legs straight up again, and we're going to put the straps, the ends of the strap in the right hand, and the left hand can just rest either on your left hip bone or on the floor to your left there. And if you don't have a strap, you're just going to hold on to your leg with your right hand here on the outside. So from here, we're just going to let that leg open out to the right as much as you can. And if you want a deeper stretch, you flex the foot and automatically you can feel that deeper stretch on the inner thigh. And we're just going to let the leg be heavy here, so that you get a nice opening through your inner thigh. Remember the intention that you set. On your next breath, go ahead and bring your leg back up. And so we're going to switch out our hands. And again, if you have just your hand and not the strap, you're going to use your left hand this time to hold on. Otherwise, we have the strap ends in the left hand and the right hand goes down on the floor. And we're just going to lower that leg across the body over to the left. As you can see, the wall's beginning to be in my way here. So you just want to bring it down as low as you can. And then have your foot flexed if you want to challenge yourself. And you're going to feel this on the outside of your thigh, kind of into your hip area there. And as you breathe in, go ahead and bring that leg back up. We're going to release the strap and just place the strap to the side. From here, we're going to bend the right leg and place that ankle right on your left thigh below your knee there. Take your right hand and put it on the inside of your right thigh, about midpoint, and just gently kind of wiggle it open a little bit. You just want to kind of open up through the hip. And so if that feels good, you can just continue doing that. Or you can hold it open in the stillness. Or if you challenge yourself and go into a reclining pigeon, we're going to bring that left foot off the mat, bringing the legs in closer to the body. Take your right arm, thread it through the opening between the legs. Our legs are like a number 4. If your leg were straight out, it would look like an upside down 4. And so your arm would go through the opening to the upper part of the 4. And then reach behind your thigh for that left hand and just interlace the fingers there. And so that leg can be stretched out, it can be relaxed, whatever works for you. So if you have it stretched out, it's an opportunity to get more stretch into that left thigh, the back of the left thigh there. So I want to keep the shoulders as relaxed towards the floor as possible. And as you open up in the stretch, you can maybe bring your legs a little bit closer into the body. So just use your breath here to relax. We're relaxing through the outer right thigh. Another modification here is if your hips are really open, you can bend that left leg and then reach around the top of your shin on your left leg, right below the left knee, and hug your knees in a little bit closer. So all different kinds of possibilities here. Just relaxing through that right hip area. Just breathe. We'll take one more breath. And then as you exhale, release your clasp. Bring the left foot down to the floor, followed by the right. And let's just windshield wipe the knees side to side. Just going as far down towards the floor as feels good to you. You might go all the way down to the floor if that feels good. It should feel really good through that outer hip area. Let's do one more on each side. And then bring it into the stillness in the center. I'm going to lay down the other way. Since that wall is kind of in my way, I want you to be able to see as much of my body as possible. So this time we're going to bring the left knee in. We're going to hug that in. Hug it in real close. Relax your shoulders. And relax all through the outer left thigh area. And then from here, we're going to open up that leg, either clasping the hands around the calf muscle or grabbing your strap, putting the strap around the bottom of the foot. And then just holding on to the ends of the strap with your upper arms resting on the floor. And to get an extra stretch through your hamstrings, flex your foot, and that gives you an extra stretch there. And then just gently pull the ends of the strap until you feel like an even deeper stretch there. Just use your breath, not forcing anything. We just want to have a real good, feel-good stretch. If you're a runner, your hamstrings might tend to be a little bit tight, so this is a good way to kind of loosen up through the hamstrings. This might be good to do after you go for a run. Let's go ahead and bring that leg straight up and put the ends of the strap in your left hand, or just hold on to your leg with your left hand. Right hand on your hip bone or on the floor, whichever feels best, and lower the leg out to your left. Just as far down as feels good. You get a nice stretch in the inner left thigh. If you wish, you can flex your foot, especially if you did that on the other side. Just let that leg be heavy. If you've got a strap, you're in control of how far that leg opens up. On your next breath, using the ends of the strap or your hand, just pull that leg back up. And we're going to switch out our hands and lower the leg across the body over to the right. Keep both shoulders on the ground. You want to be looking directly up at the ceiling, so not twisting here. You just want to get a nice stretch through the outside of your left hip area. Remember to use your breath and remember your intention. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and bring that leg straight up, and we'll release the strap. I'm going to bend the leg and place that ankle right below your knee on top of your right thigh. Take your left hand, put it on the inside of your left thigh, and do like you did on the other side, wiggling it around just to loosen up, kind of pushing that thigh away from the body. And then you can either continue doing that, bring it into stillness and just stretch it out. You don't want to force anything, just have a nice openness. And then if you want to go into reclining pigeon, release there, take your left arm, bring your legs in towards your body, thread the arm through the opening between your legs, and reach behind and interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. And again, the right leg can be extended like this if you like. It can be relaxed. If your leg is extended, you might want to flex your foot for a little bit extra stretch in the hamstrings. And as you begin to open up, maybe you can pull those legs in closer. And if you did the modification on the other side with your hands clasped like right around your shin on the right side, right below the knee, go ahead and do that. Or see, sometimes you're looser on one side than the other. So if you can't do it on this side, but you were able to on the other side, that's okay. Just go back to having the hands behind your thigh. Breathing, recalling your intention, and just feel softening all through the outer left hip area. Let's take one more breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and release. Bring your right foot down to the ground, followed by the left. Bring your hands, palms face down on the floor, and let your knees go side to side in that windshield wiping motion. Want to loosen up any tightness that might have developed anywhere. And then go ahead and bring it back into the stillness in the center. Let's bring the knees in close enough that you can put your hands on your kneecaps. And let's draw some circles with the knees. And so maybe do a little bit of experimentation here. Maybe you can have big circles where you get a really nice massaging action all around the hip area. Or the circles can be little, focused right on the sacrum area. Or maybe you start little and get bigger. Just whatever your body needs. And then whenever it feels right, you can just pause for a moment, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. This is a very nice way to get a massage into that lower back and the back sides of the hips. Especially on a mat or on the carpet. Might be a little bit difficult just flat on the floor. That would be hard. And then once you feel complete, go ahead and bring it into stillness. We're going to open up the legs just a little bit and place your hands behind your thighs. And we're going to rock back and forth. And I've got a chair here in my way. So you eventually want to bring yourself up to a seated position, but I don't want to knock furniture over, so let me scoot back. There we go. You can also just roll to one side and push yourself up. So whichever works for you. So now we're in a seated position. If you would like to go ahead and grab a pillow, if you like to have your hips elevated, go ahead and grab a pillow. And actually, I think I'm going to grab one too, just so I can demonstrate. So we're going to do some forward bends here, and if you like to have your hips elevated, you just kind of put the pillow right at the edge here of your sit bones. So I'm going to pull mine out. And so you want your legs to be straight out, maybe rock a little bit side to side to get your sit bones nice and connected to the ground. And you can even take your forefingers and your thumbs and kind of put it in your hip crease right here and just gently kind of push down and feel that rooting down through the sit bones. And then from there, go ahead and bring your hands flat on the floor on either side of your body. You want to sit up nice and tall. Feel that rooting down through the sit bones and then lengthen through your spine. Feel like you're putting space in between each vertebrae. And let the top of your head just float up towards the ceiling. From here, bring your palms face up. Inhale them up overhead till they're parallel to each other. Exhale, hinge forward. And so in this position, the back is flat. We want to be rooting down and stretching those arms outward. And breathing. Remember your intention. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down on your feet or your ankles, your shins, just wherever they land. Put a little bend into your knees. And lower your head down and relax through the back of your neck into your shoulders and begin to round your back. We're just going to go into a forward fold here. And use your breath to relax your upper body. So each breath in, you might come slightly out of the pose. And then as you exhale, perhaps you can go a little bit deeper. And I want you to really use your breath here to release any tightness that you might be feeling in the back. So breathing in, feel all those muscles in the back expand and open up, letting go of any tightness, letting go of whatever you're holding on to that you wish to release. And then you're able to move forward more easily. We'll just take a few more breaths here. Remember your intention. And then to come out of the pose, we're just going to walk the hands in towards the body as you breathe in, coming out of the pose. Nice and easy. We'll bring the hands back down to the floor on either side of the hips, sitting up tall. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Feel the top of your head once again floating up towards the ceiling. Recalling that intention. From here, let's bring the soles of the feet together and hold on to your ankles, and let's flutter the knees like a butterfly. Loosening up any tightness in the hip creases. And then as you exhale, relax them. Maybe bring the edges of the soles of your feet. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so maybe they show up a little bit more. We want to bring the outside edges of the feet together, and then take your thumbs on the bottom of your feet and your hands on the tops of the feet and gently open up the feet. So the feet are like so, and you want to just kind of gently open them a little bit wider. It's like you have a brand new paperback book and you want to kind of open it up a little bit so that you can see the words on the inside of the spine. Maybe massaging the bottoms of your feet with your thumbs, if that feels good. Do a little foot reflexology there. And so from here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together again. Maybe slide the feet out slightly more. We're going to take the hands and the arms, and put them on the floor inside your legs, and then slide them out until you get the bottom parts of your legs and the crooks of your arms. And we want the palms of the hands flat on the floor. So I hope you can see here. My hands are flat on the floor right underneath the outsides of my legs. And this is like a modified turtle pose. What we're going to do is just relax the front of the body, letting the head relax, coming into a turtle pose. So it's like you're going into your turtle shell. Maybe walk the hands out just a little bit further, letting your body relax. Take some nice deep breaths into your back. Again, opening up, releasing any tightness there. And as you exhale, perhaps you can go deeper into your turtle shell. Maybe imagine what it might be like to be a turtle. You want to go inside your turtle shell, feel all safe and comfy, cozy. Just let your body relax. Relax the back of your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, all the way down your back into your lower back, and your hips, your glutes. Just letting go. You might even kind of scan the other parts of your body, like your face. Are you holding any tension in your face, around your cheeks and your jaw, your mouth? Just let them relax. Just take a couple more breaths here. And then to come out of it, slowly like a turtle, we're going to walk the hands in towards the center and sides of our legs, pushing yourself up nice and easy, coming up out of the pose. Go ahead and bring those knees together. We're going to do a little twist, so we're going to bring the heels in as close to your sit bones as possible, and wrap your left arm around your legs, and then sit up tall. Bring your right arm up, and exhaling, bring it to rest behind you. And each breath that you take, you want to lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, look a bit further over your shoulder behind you, just wringing out any tightness that you might be feeling there. And then on your next breath, bring your gaze forward and release. And we'll wrap the right arm around. Inhale the left arm up. Exhaling, bring it behind your body. Doing the same thing here. Lengthening with each in-breath and looking deeper with each out-breath. And then as you breathe in, bring your gaze forward. And exhale, release. So let's come down onto our backs again. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. If you have a block, have it be handy. So just relax your back once again on the floor. Relax your shoulders. And then go ahead and release the feet down to the floor with your heels in close to your sit bones. We're going to bring the palms face down on either side of the hips, a few inches away. Want to keep the feet and the knees and the hip bones all in alignment. As you exhale, flatten your lower back against the mat. And then pressing down with the feet, slowly inhale, bring your hips up, coming all the way up into a bridge, bringing your back one vertebrae at a time. And once you've reached the top of the bridge, you can either stay here, or you can walk your shoulder blades together and interlace your fingers underneath and press down through your arms to get a little bit more openness here. Bringing your bridge a little bit higher. Breathing into the front of the body. And then as you exhale, go ahead and release everything, turning your palms face down. Keep your arms long, and you're lowering the back side of your body onto the backs of your arms. And then from there, we're going to stretch out the legs. So now what we have is our arms are long, our buttocks are on the backs of our hands, our elbows are tucked in tight. We want to point your toes, and then we're going to press down through the elbows and the lower arms and begin to raise the chest and slide the head back, coming to the tippy edge of the crown of your head, looking behind you, maybe drawing your shoulders back, opening up through your collarbones. Breathing here. Feel that openness through your heart, through your throat. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, gently slide your head back to neutral. And then rest with everything. Rest your back on the floor, your shoulders, and you're looking straight up towards the ceiling. So from here, we're going to keep our arms tucked in. We're going to move the feet in close again. Heels in close. Exhaling, neutralize your spine. Inhale, raise your hips up, slide your hands out, coming back up into your bridge. And now we're going to grab the block
And we're going to slide it underneath the hips. And as you exhale, go ahead and lower your hips down onto the block. And let your arms rest at your sides, palms face up. And just relax your spine, relax through your hips. Feel everything kind of neutralize here. You want to feel nice and soft and melty in between your hip bones. So breathing here. Talk about breathing. I wish you could breathe the air here. I have the windows open and I have trees all around the house here. It smells so good. I love this time of year. So on an inhale, go ahead and bring your legs straight up into the air. And go ahead and adjust your block if you need to. If the block doesn't feel good, feel free to remove it. It's not necessary. It's just something for a little bit different. So from here with our legs up, we're going to point and flex the feet. So pointing them, you're going to feel a stretch into the calves, into the sides of the legs, the tops of the feet. And then as you flex the feet, like you're holding up the ceiling, you're going to feel stretch through the backs of your legs, into your calves, and then just alternate here, stretching it out. Enjoying the benefits of an inversion without having to stand on our heads. And so let's go ahead and rotate the feet just around the ankles so the legs are still. Sometimes in class I see people kind of flailing their legs around, and actually if that feels good, feel free to do that. But really we're just trying to loosen up through the ankles. And then when you feel complete there, you can go in the other direction. And then just let them relax. We'll just take a few breaths here. Remember, you can always hold on to the backs of your legs if they get tired. If you have that strap, you can always kind of put the strap behind the legs and just kind of hold on to your strap, holding on to your legs. Or if you have a wall nearby, you can let your legs rest on the wall. That feels good. Take a few more breaths. Remember your intention. On your next exhale, go ahead and bend your legs and bring your feet down to the floor. We're going to, again, keep the feet, the knees, the hip bones in alignment. Keep them straight. Raise your hips up, coming into sort of a bridge. Slide that block out, put it to the side, and then gently roll the back down. Once the hips are down on the ground, let's bring the knees in close, hug them in, and just kind of rock side to side. So we're massaging our back. Bringing it into the stillness. Bring your arms out into a T. And as you exhale, lower your knees over to your left side. Yes, it can be to your left side. So if the knees are over to your left side, take the hand that's on the floor, if you wish, and put it on top of your thighs. See if that feels good. If it feels just as good to have your arms left out in a T, you can do that. And then to get an extra stretch, you can look in the opposite direction of your knees. So this is a reclining twist, and we're basically just trying to wring out any tightness that might remain in the body. Remember your intention and remember the breath, and we're just letting go by sending it off with love and gratitude for whatever purpose this tension held for us, whatever purpose, maybe any limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts. Just let them grow with love, compassion, gratitude for whatever they gave us. Next breath, let's go ahead and bring everything back to the center. And then lower your knees over to the right. Taking that arm that's on the same side as your knees are on and putting it on top of your thighs to hold the knees there. That feels good. Or you can just keep your arms straight out on either side. To get a twist, you're looking in the opposite direction of your knees. I love how Eartha Kitty comes here every once in a while just to check in and say hello. Feel that release. On your next breath, go ahead and bring everything back to center. And then lower your feet back down again and stretch out your legs. Bring your arms overhead. And so my fingers are spread out wide and I'm pointing the toes. I think those parts of my body are off the camera. So we just want to take a breath in, make the body as long as you can, breathing into it. And then as you exhale, let it out with a sigh. And so let's do that again. And don't hold back on the sighing part because you're not in a class. Nobody's going to hear you. Breathing in, making yourself long. Exhale, let it out with a sigh. And just relax your body. And then begin to make yourself comfortable for Savasana. If you would like to put on socks or throw a blanket on, go ahead and grab those things. Checking in with your body. Notice if there's any tightness that you're holding on to in the body. And just let it go. Just feel your body sinking deeper into the floor. Let your feet relax gently out to either side. And let's bring awareness to the top of the head. Feel a warm sensation kind of swirling around the top of the head there, kind of gently massaging away any tension. And then feel that warm sensation, that relaxing sensation, begin to come down over your head, through the back of your head, down your scalp, down the sides of your head, and down your forehead, gently erasing any worry lines, letting them relax. Let your eyes relax and soften. Soften your cheeks. Relax all around your mouth, maybe gently letting the lips part. Let your tongue relax, your chin and your jaw. And then feel that warm sensation gently move down your neck, opening up any tightness in your throat, relaxing the muscles in your neck, and then moving down into your shoulders. Let go of any tension that you're holding on to there. Feel that warm sensation continue down into the back, from your upper back, all the way down into your lower back, and down into your hips. Just let the whole upper body feel like it's sinking deeper into the floor. Let each breath kind of gently open and release any tightness that you're holding in the chest,
Feeling a warmth there. Let that warm sensation move down into the belly, relaxing all of the organs, relaxing your belly in that space between your hip bones. Just feel a softness there in the pelvic area. And then that warm sensation is in your arms, relaxing your upper arms, your lower arms, your hands and your fingers. From here, feel a warm sensation in your thighs, gently relaxing your quads and your hamstrings, moving down through your knees, softening there. And then relax your calves, your shins. And soften your ankles. And finally, that relaxing sensation moves into your feet, kind of swirling around the tops of your feet and the toes, the heels, and the bottoms of the feet. So let's just take a few moments here in the relaxation, just being quiet with your breath. So gently bring your awareness back into this space. Gently wiggle your toes around, maybe rotating the feet in circles. And then wiggle the fingers, rotating the hands in circles. And then taking your time, bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. Really feel that love, giving yourself some nice love, nice warm hug. Gently rock side to side, gradually bringing yourself to rest on your right side. And so let's just take a moment to relax there. Maybe again recalling that intention, getting in touch with the parts of the body that feel more open. Feel the energy moving more freely. Just breathe into those spaces. And so again, taking your time, use your hands to gently push yourself up, coming back to the seated position that we started out with. And so I like to close my practices by chanting Om, just to make that vibratory connection with everything around me. So we'll just maybe close the eyes again and let go of the breath that you're on. Take a cleansing breath in through your nose, and then breathe that out through the mouth. And then take another deep breath to Om. Om. as that sound fades away, bring your palms together at your heart center. Recall the intention that you started out with. Breathe it into your heart space. And send it out. The light in me sees and honors the light in each one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming here virtually, bringing yourself to the mat, having a gentle yoga practice. Again, my name is Brenda Zachmeister. I'm one of the yoga instructors with Let's Get Physical, a health and wellness initiative of Price Hill Will in Cincinnati. I believe I've provided a link in the description section to donate. So just click on that if you would like to support these classes. We offer classes every day of the week except Friday and Saturday. So the next class is tomorrow evening with Stacy. She will be doing a yoga session at 6 o'clock. So tune in to the same place at 6 o'clock. I will be back on Thursday at 4 o'clock. So until then, you take care and be safe.